I'm a speech language pathologist and I work for the public school systems. I was in-person teaching. I felt like if I'm in there teaching, my child should be getting in-person instruction. She came from preschool, so she already had been getting in-person instruction all that time, and I knew that it would not be beneficial for her to be learning through a computer for her first year especially. We really wanted her to have a solid foundation for education, build that so that she could do whatever in her future, whatever that holds. The option was to either do virtual and send her to a daycare where she would be in her daycare's gym, learning from a computer, still having opportunities with peers, but not like a school, or look into a private option, which we never really thought of, mainly because of the money. We were kind of hoping to get a little break from spending money on education or anything for her with going with daycare for the first 4 years of her life. But we also knew how important it was for her to be in school. We ended up getting into Kalamazoo Christian, and we were very lucky. They were very accommodating. We did a tour before we went in, and they took COVID very seriously, and they still do. I really strongly believe in school of choice, and I think the idea of having that within the public school system, that you could also seek out a different public school within that school of choice, but expanding that, because I know some kiddos just cannot make the gains they can in a public school versus a private school, and oftentimes families don't realize they have that option or they can't afford that option. So it's kind of nice to open the door for families that never really thought of it as an option, and we were actually one of those as well. I don't know what the future holds for my kiddos. I don't know if they're going to go to college or anything like that. So putting money into the savings account is really nice, but I'm going to let them kind of choose their path. And right now I can choose and influence, her education. So using those funds currently would be more beneficial now because it will impact her for the long term. The Mackinac Center posted a question about, if we've pursued school of choice or how COVID has impacted us in education. That's kind of where it all started. So I never really thought about this being an initiative until we kind of had more questions. So it was really nice to see that this was actually a real big issue that I wasn't aware of until the Mackinac Center kind of brought that to my attention. And I was like, oh, I guess I never really understood the background of it. It's so important for that money to go toward her education and to support the school. And I think that's a really nice effort to keep those funds with the student. But I really appreciate the Mackinac Center supporting our parents